دلم از این میسوزه تو مدینه یکی نمیگه چه قصه ای داریم تو که شب تا سحر واسه مردم تو دعاهات چیزی کم نمیذاری
بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. Assalamu alaikum, respected brothers and sisters, and thank you for joining me today on what is the 9th of our weekly Farsi classes. Inshallah, this class won't take up too much of your guys' time, and I appreciate everyone joining in and being so eager to learn this beautiful language. I'd also like to wish a massive good luck to everyone going back to school, college, or work. May Allah keep all of you guys protected amidst this pandemic, and inshallah, keep you and your family safe from the virus. It is truly quite a time of uncertainty, but inshallah, with a strong faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may He make it easier for all of us. Before I begin today's course, I'd like to share hadith with you guys. Imam Ali alayhi salam has said, a person setting forth for the acquisition of knowledge is like the one who struggles in the way of God. Subhanallah, subhanallah. Can you guys imagine that by putting in the little bit of effort by gaining knowledge, in Allah's eyes we are doing jihad. So please, brothers and sisters, why aren't we taking the little bit of effort, why aren't we taking this chance and paying attention to these classes? For surely Allah has sent us all an opportunity and has created a light in our hearts to have given us the desire to seek this knowledge. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this path of learning easy for us and use it in a way to seek nearness to Him. May He notice all our continuous efforts and reward us for them and keep us on the right path. May we be part of the 313 alongside our beloved Imam. Ajjallahu ta'ala faraja. Salawat. Okay, to start off today's course, guys, we're going to have a little refresher from last week's class like we do every week. And last week's class, if you guys remember, was on the topic of the days of the week and the seasons. And 2 more points. Remind you guys that, yes, we've started the polls up again. So a day or two after the class, a vote is taken on that Telegram group chat, which you guys were very active on this last week. Alhamdulillah, I'm very proud of you guys there. Between 2 topics, so you guys can choose what you will want to learn yourself the upcoming week. This week, actually, the 2 topics were outdoor/nature and weather. Outdoor/nature just edged out weather, so that's going to be hence our class being on that this week. And another new addition to our classes and a format for you guys to study is and engage with me, engage with each other, is that I've been posting a few quizzes here and there throughout the week on the Telegram group chat, and I will continue doing that. So make sure to keep an eye out on that chat for that. And it's beneficial as I recap on random sessions, random classes from the past few weeks. So be sure to tune in, be sure to keep an eye out for that, as it's a way for you guys to just practice Farsi. It's very basic too, just put an answer in there, see if you got it right, see if you got it wrong. Just keeps you guys fresh from previous lessons, inshallah. And with that, we'll start off with this week's class. Last week's class, which was on the topic of days of the week and seasons. And to start off, just give the same explanation I gave last week. For these words of days of the week in Farsi, for example, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as you guys can tell, Saturday as well, as you guys can tell, their week starts off with Sunday and moves on all the way up to Saturday, for example. Here we have Yekshanbe, Doshanbe, Seshanbe, Charshanbe. The Yek, Do, Se, Char, referring to Yek, which is 1, to Do, which is 2, Se, which is 3, and Char, which is Char, and in order would be Ek, Do, Teen, Char, Panj. For example, which I could be wrong there. Sorry about that, I found that wrong. Just correct me in the chat, you guys. And referring to, for example, Yekshanbe, first day, number 1, Yekshanbe, Doshanbe, Seshanbe. Going off with that would be Yekshanbe, Sunday, Doshanbe, Monday, Seshanbe, Tuesday, Chaharshanbe, Wednesday, Panshanbe, Thursday, Jum'eh, Friday, and Shanbe, Saturday. Referring to the word week in Farsi, we have hafte, which means week. Just quickly checking out something right here. Haftar, first week. Number 9, we have Ruz, day. Mah, month. Sal, year. Moving on to the seasons portion of our weekly words. We have Tabistan, summer. Pais, fall. Zemistan, winter. Bahar, spring, which is personally my favorite time of the year. Moving on to number 15, we have 16. We have Sard, cold, and our final word of the week, Dok, hot. Wraps up the recap for our words from last week. Moving on to our phrases. Number 1, do you go swimming in summer? آیا در تابستان شنا می روید? Yes, I do swim in summer. بله، من در تابستان شنا می کنم. Number 2, are you going to school on Monday or Tuesday? آیا دوشنبه یا سه‌شنبه به مدرسه می روید؟ I'm going to school on Monday. من دوشنبه به مدرسه می روم. Number 3, is the weather cold or hot outside? آیا هوا سرد یا گرم است بیرون? The answer would be, the weather outside is very, very cold. Just going to run through the words one more time really quick, the Farsi pronunciation. یک شنبه، دوشنبه، سه‌شنبه، چهارشنبه، پنجشنبه، جمعه، شنبه، هفته، روز، ماه، سال، تابستان، پاییز، زمستان، بهار, سرد, and dog. And that wraps up our recap from last week's course. This week's class, which is on the topic of outdoor and nature. Number 1, we have chaman, which refers to grass in Farsi. Moving on after that, we have gol, flower, gol. A flower is a very beautiful thing, and just the word in Farsi as well, the way it comes off your tongue, it's very, very, very natural. Gol, it's very beautiful. Gol, flower. Moving on to number 3, we have daracht, which refers to tree. Daracht. I think this week we have 17 words, and I think we have a special phrase on here too. We have 2 phrases, and then I put a nice little statement down up there for our 3rd phrase. Moving on to number 4, we have bog, garden, bog. This word was included in, I think this word and number 11, which is sahel, beach, have been included before. Bog may have been included more than once. It's actually just a word that's come up very with the topics that we've been covering. For example, in the housing, people have garden in their backyard. Outdoor nature, bog, garden is very relatable. So thought I'd include that here for you guys. Number 4, we have bog, garden, bog. Moving on, we have khorshid, which is sun, Farsi, khorshid. After that, we have abr, which refers to cloud, abr. Moving on to number 7, we have ku, mountain, ku. Number 8, we have daryache, which refers to lake and sea. Here for number 8, the word sea and lake, both of them referred to as daryache. The word sea can be referred to as darya, but either usage for these words will, for example, if you refer to daryache for lake or sea, either one would work. You cannot say darya for lake though. You can say darya for sea though. Here though, I just put daryache just to make it easier for you guys. Daryache referring to lake and sea. Moving on to number 9, we have rudkhane, which is river, rudkhane. And number 10, we have oqyanus, kind of harder word here. Pay attention on the transliteration, you guys. Oqyanus, ocean. Word after that, one that's been repeating in a few of our other classes. 11, sahel, beach. Sahel, I think that word came up in the places in town class a while back. Number 12, related to the beach, we have shen, which refers to sand, shen. Number 13, we have jangal, forest, jangal. 14, we have 12 13 can also refer to a jungle, jangal, jungle or forest. Moving on to number 14, we have biyaban, which refers to desert, biyaban. Number 15, another word that's come up in previous courses, we have park, park, park. And two words that I decided to include for you guys, just two variations of a flower, which I personally love in Farsi, just in general in life. Aftab gardan, sunflower. Aftab gardan, sunflower. Moving on to number 17, and our last word for the week, gole rose. Gole rose, rose flower, gole rose. Moving on to our phrases. Number 1, we have, are you going to the park or the lake today? Remember, you guys, with these phrases, I put the word in parentheses just so you guys can go back anything here over here. For example, if you want to refer to, are you going to the lake sea instead of the park over here? Are you going to the river instead of park over here? Are you going to the desert instead of park over here? Or are you going to the jungle, jangal? Any word you guys can just put in there. Just easy ways to put in there. Practice your usage of the word. Practice the form of conveying it in a sentence. Make it very easy for you guys. Start off with number 1. We have, are you going to the park or the lake today? آیا امروز به پارک یا دریاچه می روید؟ Answer being, I am going to the lake today. امروز به دریاچه می روم. Number 2, do you like the river or the beach? آیا شما رودخانه را دوست دارید یا ساحل؟ Answer being, من رودخانه را دوست دارم. I like the river. And our third phrase, it's more of a statement here. It didn't really include a question. Thought I'd change it up for you guys. Hence, one of our words of this week being arose. Thought I'd include this right here. You remind me of a rose. شما مرا به یاد یک گل رز میاندازید. Now I want to break these down for you guys. Starting off with number 1. Are you going to the park or the lake today? آیا امروز, are you today به پارک یا دریاچه, to the park or lake, میروید, going to. Like the words in English and Farsi, you can't match them word by word as they're moved around. But the words obviously translate back to the English meaning. Are you going to the park or the lake today? آیا امروز, are you today میروید, going to به park یا دریاچه, the park or the lake. Answer being, I'm going to the lake today. امروز به, today, to, I'm going to the lake today. میروم, going to دریاچه, referring to lake. امروز به دریاچه میروم. I'm going to the lake today. Moving on to number 2, we have, do you like the river or the beach? آیا شما, do you like the river? را دوست دارید رودخانه, را دوست دارید, like the river. را دوست, referring to like, رودخانه, referring to river, like the river. دارید یا ساحل, or the beach. Do you like the river or the beach? آیا شما رودخانه را دوست دارید یا ساحل? I like the river. من رودخانه را دوست دارم. من رودخانه را دوست دارم. من, referring to me. دوست دارم, referring to like. را, من رودخانه را دوست دارم. River, referring to river. من رودخانه را دوست دارم. I like the river. And the last phrase being very simple. You remind me of a rose. شما مرا به یاد. You remind me of. یک being a. One, گل rose, as you guys saw in the vocabulary. A rose, میاندازید, remind me of, pretty much. The شما مرا به یک, به یاد یک refers to like remembrance of. گل rose, میاندازید, you remind me of, pretty much. Remind me of a rose, you remind me of a rose. شما مرا به یاد یک گل rose میاندازید. Let's go back to the vocabulary. Run these words for you guys one last time. Number 1, we have chaman, gol, درخت, باغ, خورشید, ابر, کوه, دریاچه, رودخانه, اقیانوس, ساحل, شن, جنگل, بیابان, park, آفتابگردان, گل rose. Wraps up our words for the week. Moving on to our phrases. Are you going to the park or the lake today? آیا امروز به پارک یا دریاچه می روید؟ I am going to the lake today. امروز به دریاچه می روم. Note number 2. Do you like the river or the beach? آیا شما رودخانه را دوست دارید یا ساحل؟ I like the river. من رودخانه را دوست دارم. And our last phrase to wrap up our course and our class for the week. You remind me of a rose. شما مرا به یاد یک گل رز میاندازید. That wraps up our class for the week, you guys. And with that, wraps up our class and course of the week. Remember, you guys, keep checking in on that Telegram group chat every day, mostly every day throughout the week. There will be something new, whether it's an update on the class, whether it's a nasheed, whether it's a noha, whether it's a recitation in Farsi, something beautiful. And like I said, our crew's been preparing. They work very hard to get content out to you guys. You guys can take away, you guys can grasp from, learn from, spread it to your friends, spread it to your mates. And personally, I'm looking very forward to next week's class. Inshallah, like I said, me and the crew are working on it. Looking to bring back live classes to you guys because I know. Obviously through pre-recorded, if a question may come up in the moment of watching a pre-recorded class, you may forget to go back and ask. But being a live class, you can easily just type in the chat, raise your hand, communicate with me right there. So we'll be looking forward to that. That's why, like I've said, I've mentioned many times before, you guys, if anyone has any questions, they're struggling understanding the words, pronouncing the words don't make sense to them, the phrases don't make sense to them, feel free to reach out to me personally or just drop a message into that Farsi group chat on Telegram, and inshallah, I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. With that, thank you guys for joining me for this week's course. I look very, very forward to next week's class. And with that, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.